Good Thursday to you. I'm Storm Team 9 Meteorologist Patrick Ellis here with your ENC Weather update for this February the 6th, 2014. Once again, we're still watching several systems in this unsettled weather pattern that will be moving into eastern North Carolina in the next couple of days. The first one tonight. That could bring us a little bit of a rain-snow mix. We'll talk about that here in the forecast update video, but also we're talking about the Saturday system, and then another one that comes in here next week that could wreak havoc across a good portion of the state of North Carolina that still looks to be on par with our thinking that we had yesterday, but there's still a lot of uncertainty in that forecast as well, so we'll detail that all out here in the forecast update video. Here's a look at the live eye camera from atop the Hampton Inn looking towards Greenville Boulevard and Hooker Road, the Walmart Supercenter down there as well. Overall, the thing that we've been watching today is the increase in clouds. We start off with a little bit of sunshine. The clouds continue to increase as we went through the afternoon hours, and the moisture will continue to increase as we head through the overnight hours. Currently, as we're doing this update at 7 o'clock on this Thursday evening, 36 in Greenville, 38 Washington, already down to near freezing for Columbia, Elizabeth City and Hosky all coming in at 33 degrees, 37 in Morehead City, and 39 the current number for Jacksonville and Kenansville. Here's our system that we're watching tonight, and right now you can kind of see that it's losing a little bit of its punch, but that whole upper level disturbance is going to be moving towards us late tonight and could squeeze out maybe a few light rain showers or even a few light snow showers. Snizzle, drizzle, whatever you want to call it, could be going on tonight across eastern North Carolina. Had reports of sleet and snow into Birmingham and Montgomery, and then now into East Alabama, also West Alabama getting in on some of this, all the way over into the Meridian area in Mississippi and down towards Jackson and Natchez seeing some snow earlier on today. Here's a look at our precision forecast model, and you can see that there's going to be some moisture trying to sneak into eastern North Carolina late tonight, and I think it's going to be mainly after midnight. Look at the temperature profiles, though. Most of them are going to be above freezing, if not all of them above freezing by the time we head towards the early morning hours as the clouds continue to increase. That'll act as a blanket, but also you have to think about this. We have dry air down at the surface. That is also going to play a factor into this as well. If you have moisture falling through the column, it could moisten up the atmosphere and allow for some of this to get down to the ground. But this is such a quick moving system that it may not have enough time to be able to moisten up the column before this lifts out of here. So there could be a couple of light snow showers, drizzle, snizzle, whatever you want to call it, late tonight, but we don't anticipate any issues with that. Temperatures will drop below freezing briefly by the early morning hours as the clouds clear out. And that could bring us a couple of issues on bridges and overpasses into the early morning hours. But soil temperatures are in the 40s, so we're not expecting any major roadway issues. I think, if anything, the issues would be in isolated pockets on bridges and overpasses. Then we warm up towards 50 degrees by Friday afternoon, and that's pretty much it until we head towards the Saturday system. Overall, this impact will be minor, if anything at all. I mean, you have to also remember, dry air, it's going to put the kibosh on a lot of this. It's a low-end chance, but there could be a couple of slick patches on bridges and overpasses late tonight, but the threat level low, and everybody should be going to school tomorrow morning. Here's a look at the precision forecast model once again, taking you into Saturday. This is going to be our system that brings us a good chance for rain through the day on Saturday. And it could melt up with a little bit of cold air on the backside of it that nips in late on in this event. It could get us a little late wintry mix, mainly north of US 64. We'll be watching that, but for the time being, just not a lot of consistency there to say, yeah, that's going to happen. Then we clear out as we head towards Sunday. On to the modeling. Here's the 12Z GFS run, and once again, this little wave that's pushing through may be able to squirt out maybe a little bit of rain, snow mix late tonight, but once again, dry air, a lot of undercutting going on here. So we'll watch that closely, but once again, not any issues expected. Temperatures should drop below freezing early tomorrow morning before they rise up into the 50s on Friday. We're expecting dry conditions for the balance of Friday as a little weak high pressure builds into the region for Friday afternoon. Partly cloudy skies after the clouds and a little bit of moisture still lingering around gets out of here by Friday afternoon. We'll take it out towards Saturday, and there's our system coming up the coastline. This is going to be mainly a rain event as we head into your day on Saturday, but like I said on the precision forecast model, could maybe eke out a little bit of a mixture in our extreme northern and northwestern counties on the late side of this, as some of the colder air, the 540 line, trying to sneak in on the back edge of this. High temperatures on Saturday likely will stay in the 40s. There's some indication that would keep us a little bit cooler on Saturday, but expect a rainy day, cold rain pretty much, as we head towards Saturday. Sunday, like I said, it's going to be one of those things where we're going to be watching the system lifting out of here. Probably going to have some clouds left over on Sunday. High temperatures that day, wavering back and forth, upper 40s to near 50 degrees. But at least the rain shower activity should be done by then. We go out towards Monday, and once again, mainly dry. We've seen a couple of runs where Monday has been a little bit wet. The European is showing a little bit of QPF trying to sneak in there early on Monday before we get into the 40s. I think we'll get to the mid 40s that day, but it's still a lot of moisture still in the atmosphere. And as one system rolls off the coast, the next one loads up back off to the west. And you see that by, we'll go out to Tuesday afternoon. Next system loading up off towards our west. A lot of moisture associated with that. High pressure trying to build offshore. That is a prime example for the wedge setup. We'll take you out towards early Wednesday morning. You see the wedge starting to develop as high pressure off to our north and east, low pressure down to our south and west. Basically that funneling effect right down the mountain chain as we head towards early on Wednesday morning. And we've been talking about this last couple of days. This is a very prime setup or an icing event, especially for the Piedmont. But it could be one of those things where it's so close to us that we can't discount it. So for the time being, we're going to introduce that mixture of rain, snow, sleet, freezing rain, basically. It's going to be a whole gamut as we head towards late Tuesday and into Wednesday before this thing starts to warm up a little bit. But it's going to be one of those weird situations, once again, as we're trying to erode the wedge late on Wednesday. Here's a look at the precipitation type that the model's trying to output. You've got Wednesday morning, it's trying to put out some snow, but it quickly all changes over to sleet and freezing rain. And it sharpens up as the warm air from the Atlantic Ocean tries to wrap around on the east side of that, and we're trying to get a warm push of air on the east side of the wedge. Basically what we had the other day where we were trying to bring in that coastal front to bring up the warmer temperatures. We had 70s down in New Bern. It was 59 in Greenville. You head up a couple more miles up towards, say, Rocky Mountain. It only got to 52 the other day. So it's going to be one of those types of situations where you're trying to erode away the wedge. But that does look like a very pronounced setup, and it's been very persistent the last couple of days on trying to put in that icing event on Tuesday night into Wednesday for the Piedmont, and possibly clipping our westernmost counties and also letting us get in on some of the action as well. Now here's a cross-section of the temperature profiles, the wind profiles, and the relative humidity. The relative humidity are the lines there, and the colored contours are the temperatures throughout the column of the atmosphere. The surface down here at the bottom, the top of the atmosphere, 300 millibars or so up at the top. And like I said, very cold air back off to the west, and the European paints it pretty much a snow event deeper towards the Piedmont into the mountains. Greenville would sit right about in here as far as where things are kind of located here. Greenville would sit right in through here. And so that would put us very close to the freezing rain aspect on the European model. You saw that in the GFS, very close for us as well. This would be valid Wednesday afternoon. So even Wednesday afternoon, we're still talking about that potential of this happening. So a lot of things can happen over the next 6 days or so, but we're alerting you to this potential now. But if you have friends that live over into the Piedmont, the mountains, they may have a big issue if this continues to be a prevalent factor in the forecast. For us here in eastern North Carolina, right now, we're still thinking that it's going to be a possibility, and things will change here back and forth. But oddly enough, you see that warm air creeping back in on the west side, the east side of this system. So temperatures going above freezing, and the coastal areas may be in the 50s by the end of the day, but the inland areas may be around 32, 33 degrees, kind of depending on where you are, especially northwestern areas. and maybe just above freezing on Wednesday afternoon. So a lot of things that will still go into this forecast as we head towards Wednesday. And the models are a little slower today on getting the system out of here. It keeps it in here until about Thursday morning, so we're going to keep it a chance for rain, but we'll get dry slotted on the back side of it, and as we head towards Thursday afternoon, so the morning time hours could still be rainy across eastern North Carolina, and then we get dry slotted on the back side of it, and then we start to see a little bit of clearing on Thursday afternoon, may be able to afford us the lower 50s, but that Wednesday deal, on average, most areas may not get out of the 40s. Stay up to date with us, Facebook, Twitter, WNCT.com, and our brand new Storm Team 9 app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. We'll keep you guys updated on all the happenings across eastern North Carolina, obviously, with our update videos here and also on television and on our website. Have a great rest of your evening, a great day tomorrow, and a great weather week ahead.